Think back to E3 in 2018 where we first saw Halo Infinite and how good it looked and stuff, and that hype was there, the community was back, and just ain't the same anymore. However, Halo fans, we have hope. You might have already heard Halo follower Hidden Xperia and everybody mention how there are official 343 things, not leaks or rumors or anything like that. These are official things that 343 themselves have shared with the community, and it is actual tangible stuff that might give us a clue as to when we can expect that hype train to be a-moving again. And with this update, we actually might have an idea of when Halo Infinite not only will start like releasing frequent content, but also when we can potentially expect the game to be released. But you gotta keep some points in mind that I'm gonna say. The first one came from community director Brian Gerard on Reddit, actually, of all places. People are asking, you know, there's gotta be something of Halo Infinite at the Video Game Awards, right? Which is coming up, I think, December 10th. People were thinking that Halo Infinite would for sure be there, and then Brian comes in to say, hey, just FYI, we have nothing planned for that because honestly, it's gonna push us back and we wanna use all the time we've been given to just keep chugging along on our goals that we have for December, and we're probably not gonna make those goals if we prepare something for the VGAs. So sorry, but you'll have to wait till after for our high level update, which is probably what you've been seeing a lot of people talk about. But the other thing he said in this is to restart the journey. Keep that point in mind. I'll come back to that. What's neat about this though is that Brian and 343 themselves, even in an official blog post, are hearing the outcries from the community, because in the new blog post going over all things Halo on 343 Waypoint, or Halo Waypoint, sorry, but we got kind of word about how, you know, they want to show more than tell. You know, like my and other people's ideas is like, show some concept art or mention your thoughts behind this, and they're just like, we want to really show what we're doing instead of just telling, because then, I don't know, they didn't say why, but I get that. It makes sense, especially after the last outing. They probably really want to impress people more. And the other thing he talks about in this is the partnerships that could not be stopped, which is still such a sad thing for me to see personally, when you see us getting pieces of news on, you know, Chips Ahoy and Taco Bell ads and stuff. We're gonna come back to that point too, so hold on to that. But there's an interesting tidbit towards the end of this that I feel like, I don't know, I've seen some people mention, but not enough, I feel like. December 17th. At the end of this blog post, they say, expect our like end of the year Halo update blog, whatever, on December 17th, which should be like a real doozy of one per se. And that's another thing to keep in mind. So all this is really good news, honestly. Like, you know, they're saying, look, we have not forgotten you guys. We have heard you. And while we're not going to have anything at the VGAs, I appreciate that transparency to set people's expectations, by the way. You can expect stuff shortly after that, and after the holidays. They're making it seem like the holidays. I'm not sure. I'm curious about your take on that. Do you think this will happen before the holidays or after? To me, the most interesting comment on this whole thing is not necessarily the high level update, but the part about Brian saying we want to restart the journey with you. We want to restart the journey to build up the hype, which has really died down. I've already seen a couple people, and a lot of people actually, just share, hey, I was hyped for Halo Infinite, but now I just kind of don't care about it anymore. But this comment about restarting the journey after the holidays has me really intrigued, because, little neat fun fact, the Step Inside trailer that was shown at the Xbox Showcase in July, that was supposed to be the beginning of the big marketing campaign for Halo Infinite. That trailer was supposed to kick off the big PR, press, and everything, and all the promotions and partnerships and stuff, which we are still seeing. And I didn't mention this, but in that blog post, they're saying how, you know, there's just too many parts moving forward there that we just couldn't stop. It was just this unstoppable train of so many partnerships that, you know, we had Xbox do to help promote the game. And we want to keep those partnerships going, hopefully, to keep people aware of it, but they wouldn't do that unless the game was close enough. So with the Step Inside trailer being the kickoff for the marketing that was supposed to happen, aka July 23rd is when this trailer showed up, the game was supposed to be released with the Xbox Series X on November 10th. So that's about 3.5 months of marketing, which sounds about right. You know, there was not much before this period, but honestly, that makes sense, because the last like 2 or 3 months before a game is released, that's when you really want to chug out as many things as possible. But I quote, restarting the journey just might mean this is the point that we want to kick that 4-month marketing plan back off. It'll probably be more like a 4-month plan instead of a 3.5. And then we cycle back to the interesting date of December 17th, in which they're saying they will have a follow-up blog to kind kind of wrap the year up and have one last update before going into 2021, the year that Halo Infinite is supposed to be released. And by this time, it's a tricky thing because either A, they did something to kind of have something to talk about for Halo Infinite in this coming blog, or B, there's something that they will share in the blog to kind of go with this comment of restarting the journey. I strongly believe, though, that comment specifically between high level update, December 17th, we'll have more to share in a final blog of the year, and it's going to be a doozy, and restarting the journey. I think all three of these kind of culminate into this idea that sometime between December 17th and January 14th, honestly, I just thought of that at random. There's no specific reason for that. It's a Thursday. Just somewhere along those lines, after the holidays is starting to wrap up, then that is when we could expect the Halo Infinite journey to frickin' fill up on gas and start driving us again. But I really think this could just be the kickoff of, it probably should be some super hype trailer, but honestly, they could just start off with some kind of graphical tease saying, you know, Halo, like they give the new release date, you know, and that like this like neat little poster is a sign just saying, hey, new release date or new release window, get ready for spring 2021 or whatever. And once they release that, then we start getting these little nuggets again, and the train is starting to move again like they said. And then maybe that early January point right after New Year's, when the holidays are completely wrapped, that is when they'll actually have a trailer or some kind of showcase to show us, you know, like the progress that they've made, because again, they want to show, not tell. And then following that trailer, they'll have some kind of vidoc, which I freaking miss, and I will be very excited to have some kind of vidoc. We already see Xbox coming to some studio in Seattle that, you know, they're shooting their videos professionally, so why don't we get 343 in there to talk about some stuff while they show some stuff? This all makes sense for the game to be released, as I personally believe it will be, being late April or early May of 2021. It will be that like firm springtime release for Xbox, and they want that 4-month plan. Subscribe though if you want to keep hearing some Halo fans take. Halo Infinite is my most anticipated game coming, just period. I'm not uploading about it constantly like Halo Follower or anything, but still, I'd love to give you my take on it, so subscribe if you like this video, and like it if you enjoyed it too. And let me know whatever you're thinking about this, because I just makes sense to me, but I want to know, do you think it's far-fetched, or do you think it's very believable? Just let me know in the comments. But I'm excited for this train to get moving again, baby.